Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. I am a Bavarian yodeler in Los Angeles and I learned how to yodel in a week. And today I want to show you how you can do the same, because you can. And there's just a few simple things that you have to know to really get started with yodeling, and I'm going to show you how. If you don't know my story of how I learned how to yodel, I have a whole video on that you can watch, which is in my Yodel story playlist here on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out. But let's get started with how you can yodel too. I never planned to yodel, but it happened and I was encouraged to, and the way that it worked for me was, yes, number one, I am already a singer and I have good control over my voice, but I truly believe that anyone can get a basic yodel down. And here are a few tricks. Make sure to stick around for the last one, because the last one is the most important one, but it's also the simplest one, believe it or not. The first tip from me today on how you can learn to yodel within a week is just by experimenting with your voice and making silly sounds, like for example, Tarzan would, or a sound that a lot of people make on a day-to-day basis when they're frustrated with something. For example, if you can do that, you're already yodeling. Great, right? That's easy. If you want to try to imitate Tarzan, hey, 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 that is already a yodel as well. So you just make your voice sound weird and funny, and the weirder sound you go for, the more likely it is that you will get out a yodel of yourself. So it's all about finding that vocal flip, because that's really what yodeling is. And we don't have to worry yet about refining our yodel. We're just worrying about getting a basic yodel down. And another way you can do this to find this break, that yodel break, is by just sliding your voice up and down, and you will feel the break. If the first two tips didn't work for you, just go ah and slide up from a voice that you would use to talk, your chest voice, to your head voice that naturally your voice eventually wants to switch to. Don't try to force anything. Allow your voice to just switch when it wants to, and that's the yodel break we're looking for. Let's try. Heard that in the middle? That's your break. The louder you go, the more obvious it might be. I also find that when we start in head voice and go down, the break is more obvious. Ah, you felt that? And now when you have that, Baloo hates yodeling, so I'm sorry, Baloo. And it's easier if you switch from vowels like A to E or from O to U. That way your break comes out even more as well. That is how you find your yodel break, and you're just trying to get a good grip of that, because that's really all that, that yodeling is. You can also sound like you're surprised. So we're going abruptly from one part of the voice to the other. Anything that sounds like that can help you in finding that vocal flip by imitating those things. Like I said, Tarzan, or like that frustrated voice thing that we do. That is my first tip. That's the first thing you should do if you are trying to yodel. You can also look at some other sounds that sound like yodeling and imitate those, like I said. But let's get to number two. Number two is pick an easy yodeling song that you would like to start out with, because it's always easier when we have something concrete that we want to yodel, and go step by step with that. I have a few songs in my Yodeling 101 playlist that I break down for you to yodel, so you can use that if you want. But pick anything that's simple. Start with just a tiny, tiny part. It could just be a yodelay, and just learn the melody first. Then look at the syllables, write them down. If you're not sure, slow down the video of whatever song it is. Write down the syllables, figure out the melody all separately, and then you can try to add in the flip where it goes to the high notes, and or where it comes down to the low note. That's your start. You want to make sure you take tiny baby steps in the beginning and focus on where those flips are, but also making sure that you have the right intervals, the right melody, the right syllables. That is step number two, and that can all be done in a week if you make sure that you start small enough and you don't overwhelm yourself with a whole yodeling song with a huge yodel part that is crazy complex. You don't need to do that. A yodel is as simple as yodeling. That's already a yodel. You don't even need to do more. You're already yodeling. Okay? So pick something small, pick something simple. Now, the most important thing that helped me to really master yodeling, even within a week and being good at it, where my classmates were like, what is this thing? You have to be bold. The thing that helped me being bold with it and just going for it is because it was a joke in the beginning. Yes, our teacher told us to yodel, but my roommate and I, who was also my classmate, we just went for it and we laughed at each other. And it felt like we were singing ugly. It did not feel right. It felt like we were just letting our voices do weird things. But the thing is, you have to go loud and you have to go for it, because otherwise you won't feel the vocal flip and the yodel will not come out. If I do the same thing I just showed you and quietly, yodelity, we're singing yodeling syllables and we have a melody, but we're not hearing that thing that makes the yodel a yodel is the vocal flip. So the louder and bolder you go, the more likely it is that you will find that vocal flip, that vocal switch that we want for the yodeling. So go for it. Even if you're not on pitch all the time, just really allow yourself to be out there, be bold, and maybe even sound what might feel like ugly in the beginning, just to get a good grip of it. Yodeling often feels counterintuitive to a lot of singer because the smooth transition that we usually want for other types of singing is what we have to by-go for yodeling. So we're allowing our voice to switch. And that feels very abrupt, it feels very out there, it feels very bold, it feels very crass, for the lack of a better word. So really go for it, allow yourself to experiment, be out there, be bold. Go very go slow, go fast, have fun with it, imitate Tarzan, imitate a cat if you want, even though cats don't really yodel. He hasn't managed to yodel yet. Say hi, Baloo. And just really go for it, and don't be too strict with yourself in the beginning. The easiest way to find something is if you're not trying to hold on to it too hard. Don't go by what you think it's gonna feel like, but allow your voice to figure it out. And that might sound like failure in the beginning. I don't even know if you guys can hear me because Baloo's in front of my mic. So really allow yourself to just experiment and don't be so strict. You can do this, and those are very simple tips. I know we didn't go into much detail with anything, but that's why I have my other videos that you can check out with more yodeling melodies, more yodeling tips, more tips on how exactly to find that vocal switch. But again, the number one thing you should take away from this video is to just be bold and experiment with your voice and imitate things. Have fun with it. That's the best way to figure it out. And that's all from me today. That's all from Baloo. He's yelled enough today, and I will see you guys in another video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more yodeling content and or more meows from Baloo. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.